In his prime, Charlie Sampson was a force to be reckoned with. His agility, strength, and unmatched determination made him a dominant figure in bull riding. But what truly sets him apart is his status as the first African-American cowboy to win a world championship in professional rodeo. But there's more to him that you probably didn't know about. Let's delve into the life and legacy of Charlie Sampson, an inspiration to rodeo enthusiasts and aspiring bull riders everywhere. You won't want to miss this incredible tale of courage, perseverance, and triumph against all odds. Charlie Sampson was born in Los Angeles, California on July 2, 1957. A memorable day in the summer of 1968 marked a significant turning point in his life. A traveling carnival set up just outside South Central Los Angeles, and 11-year-old Charlie visited this Boy Scout troop. Among the attraction of monkeys, bears, and snakes, it was the pony ride that truly captivated him. I gave the man a quarter to ride ponies, went around 5 times, and that was the beginning of a lifestyle that I never dreamed of, he recalled. Charlie's newfound passion led him to take a job cleaning horse stables in exchange for riding lessons. He vividly remembers sneaking through the neighborhood with cowboy clothes hidden in his bag, avoiding disapproving gang members who would not understand his new interest. At the stables, wranglers and cowboys taught Sampson how to rope and ride. They quickly recognized his natural talent and potential, taking him under their wing and mentoring him in the ways of cowboy life. At the age of 14, Charlie rode his first bull and did exceptionally well. This success inspired his mentors to take him to Oklahoma for a 2-week trip, where he entered bull riding events at various rodeos. His goal was to win enough prize money to cover the gas for the trip back to Los Angeles. After winning enough to return home, Charlie was hooked and determined to become a world champion bull rider. By 15, Sampson was participating in high school rodeos, and in his senior year, college rodeo scouts offered him a scholarship to Central Arizona College in Coolidge, Arizona. He accepted the offer and, after 2 years of college rodeos, turned professional. Charlie joined the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association and won his first professional rodeo in Lovington, New Mexico, marking the start of a career that would bring him many titles, including world champion. About 12 years after he started earning money as a bull rider, Charlie Sampson emerged as one of the top money-winning bull riders of the 1980s. He set a record in 1982 for his earnings. By the end of his career, Sampson had amassed $1 million in competition winnings. His demanding rodeo schedule kept him on the road for over 300 days a year, and during the peak of his career, he rode between 30 and 35 bulls each month during the summer. Despite standing only 5 foot 4 inches and weighing 134 pounds, Sampson earned the nickname Mighty Mite due to his formidable skills and exaggerated riding style. You see, we all find it hard to forget our first day at work, as a couple, or anything that gives us joy. For Charlie Sampson, his first unforgettable moment occurred in Tishomingo, Oklahoma in 1972, when he was just 14. He was known as Pee Wee back then. As he climbed up the fence for a better view, the owner remarked, "That one should be a good ride," without addressing anyone in particular. Pee Wee confidently responded, "That's my bull," despite being warned to get down before he got hurt. The bull, known only as number 102, was a formidable beast weighing 1,500 pounds with a bad temper, a black body, a white face, and enormous horns. Charlie's first ride was short-lived. The bull took 2 jumps out of the chute, and Pee Wee was quickly thrown off. At 14, standing 5 feet tall and weighing 98 pounds, he seemed even smaller when he hit the ground. But a decade later, that same kid would win the National Bull Riding Championship, becoming the first black cowboy to achieve this feat. "Every sport has its dangers and skills," Sampson explained. "But in bull riding, there are no timeouts, no referees, and no breaks. If you get hung up, the bull won't stop." Sitting in a booth at the Village Inn, sipping coffee, the scars on Sampson's face tell stories of the bulls that didn't stop. Deep, crooked scars intersect over his nose, and his upper lip bears several minor, jagged marks. His forehead has an unnatural angle, and his left ear is a thin flap, reminiscent of something Dr. Frankenstein might have attached to his creation. But the visible scars only tell part of Sampson's story. In his 20-year bull riding career, he broke his right leg 4 times, but it's his left leg that holds 17 pins and 2 metal plates. In 1978, a bull in Sidney, Iowa, crushed his sternum, punctured a lung, and broke 2 ribs. On September 23, 1983, during a performance in Landover, Maryland, in front of President Ronald Reagan, a bull named Kiss Me shattered his face. While everyone else went to the White House lawn, Sampson recounted with a grin, I spent 8 days in the ICU. His left wrist, injured in Calgary in 1987, still aches. Torn knee ligaments from Ellensburg, Washington in 1990 continue to trouble him, and his medical bills are overwhelming. Despite all this, Charlie Sampson wouldn't change a thing about his life. He says that he never planned to be a bull rider. He grew up in Watts. He wasn't big enough for basketball or fast enough for football, but he came to love this sport. Once he developed the right attitude, strength, and the ability to react instantly, he knew that he could conquer the bull. One cannot outmuscle it, but deep down, he knew he had what it takes. The journey officially started when his mother took him to a rundown carnival in Gardena. There, he spent a quarter riding a pony. This sparked a passion in him, leading him to muck out stalls in exchange for more pony rides. A year later, he had a chance to show that picture to a man who would become a pivotal figure in his life. Murtis Deitman from Houston, Texas. Murtis Deitman, often referred to as the Jackie Robinson of rodeo, faced intense racism during his career. He endured sneers and catcalls from the stands and biased judges who overlooked his impressive rides. In the mid-1960s, a gateman in Mississippi even barred him from entering an arena, declaring, "They ain't no n***s in rodeo." Deitman eventually rode that day, but only after the crowd had left, performing solely for the judges. When 13-year-old Charlie Sampson showed Deitman his snapshot, the veteran looked at it thoughtfully and warned, "It won't be easy." And he was so right. It certainly wasn't easy. Charlie overcame a bout of rheumatic fever and joined the amateur circuit at 14. By 1976, he had broken his right leg for the first time, graduated high school, and devoured every book on bull riding he could find. He drew inspiration from both Deitman and the legendary Donnie Gay. After 2 years in college in Arizona, he turned professional in 1978 at the age of 18. Charlie's initial years on the circuit were grueling. The long car rides between rodeos and frequent injuries wore him down. 13 weeks of his rookie year were lost to recovery from a severe stomping in Iowa, and a broken femur sidelined him for the entire 1980 season. Determined to stay injury-free, he made it his goal in 1981, and for the first time, he qualified for the National Finals Rodeo in Oklahoma City. This set the stage for one of the most remarkable seasons in rodeo history. In 1982, Charlie Sampson participated in over 150 rodeos, winning the bull riding event at 50 or 60 of them. Bulls that wouldn't buck for other cowboys bucked for me. I was just on fire, he recalls. Along with his traveling partner, rookie Ted Noose, they logged 120,000 miles on Charlie's Olds 98, hitting places from Benkelman, Nebraska, and Denver to Showdown, Montana, and the Calgary Stampede. One night, they checked into the only hotel in Shaunavon, Saskatchewan, and were given a dim room with one bed and a window covered with cardboard. When I sat on the bed, Sampson remembers, a big puff of dust came out of the mattress. But hey, you get by. Despite the grueling 10-hour drives, numerous injuries, and subpar accommodations, it was all worth it. At the 1982 National Finals Rodeo, Charlie Sampson clinched the bull riding championship. Although he would never win another, finishing second to Donnie Gay in 1984, that victory meant everything to him. I felt that I had accomplished something beyond my imagination, he says. I had done it, the first black world champion. I felt like a great burden had been lifted from me. Charlie wasn't the only one celebrating. In Oklahoma City that year, the man who pulled the 24-year-old's cowboy rope tied on his last bull was none other than Murtis Diettman, Sampson's lifelong inspiration. When it was all over and Charlie had the gold buckle and nearly $91,000 in prize money for his championship season, Diettman told him, "I never won it, but I didn't have to. You won it for me." At that moment, all Sampson could think about was a boy proudly showing a man a snapshot of himself atop a steer. After achieving his historic win, Charlie Sampson faced a series of misfortunes. In 1983, he nearly lost his life in a trampling incident in Landover. Then, in 1988, a bull in Reno tore off his ear. Even Longhorn, his usually calm practice bull at home in Casa Grande, Arizona, once fell on his foot. He suffered a broken wrist, a torn knee, and a shattered leg. In the summer of 1989, he was devastated to learn that his close friend and fellow cowboy, Lane Frost, had died in the arena at Cheyenne. Charlie rode out on his horse and cried as he roamed the range. By 1993, people still recognized him when he walked into places like Chili's in Wichita Falls, Texas. They would whisper, "I think that's Charlie Sampson." But by then, he was wrapped up like a mummy for every ride, held together by pins, plates, and plastic surgery, with everything aching. Just like we remember our first, we also do not forget our last. For Charlie, it was in Pocatello. In March of his final year, Charlie drew a bull named Oh Crazy 7. He drilled me, that sorry sucker. One jumped me and bucked me off on my head. I waved my hat in the air for the last time, and that was it, Charlie said. Charlie retired after the National Circuit Finals Rodeo in Pocatello, Idaho, in 1994. Nowadays, he works at the Cody Dude Ranch in Cody, Wyoming. He also promotes the Bull Riders Only Tour, which had its final stop of the year in Denver over the weekend. Charlie is committed to ensuring that rodeo cowboys can make a decent living. Despite being physically broken, Charlie remains unbowed. Sometimes he finds himself thinking about upcoming events like Calgary, Cheyenne, or even Shaunavon. He still feels the urge to be ready, even though he is retired. Sampson's career in the PRCA spanned nearly 20 years, during which he made 11 trips to the National Finals Rodeo. At the time of his severe injury, he was the only black cowboy competing nationally for the PRCA. By the time he retired, Sampson had a prosthetic ear, a cracked skull, and a left calf held together with 2 metal plates, pins, and screws. Throughout his career, Charlie Sampson's resilience and determination have made him a legendary figure in rodeo. His journey from a boy riding ponies at a carnival to becoming the first black world champion bull rider is a testament to his unyielding spirit and tenacity. Despite the injuries and setbacks, Charlie's love for the sport and his unwavering belief in himself have left an indelible mark on the rodeo world. What have you learned from Charlie's story? I will say he was one hell of a man in the arena. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you made it this far, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos.